and welcome to TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. Hey, it's another segment of Time Out. I'm your host, Vance Bradford, man, and I have a special guest in the green room today, and we're going to, talk about a couple of topics we want to talk about uh, on TAN TV, and I'd like to bring in the CEO of TAN TV, Ms. Laura Thompson.
Hey, Van.
What's up, Laura?
Oh, nada, nada. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. First of all, I want to welcome you to Time Out. Is this your first time on Time Out?
It's my second time. Y'all, it's hard to get on here. He runs a tight ship.
Yeah, well, you got to be wanting to talk about something on here. You just can't come on here looking pretty and stuff like that. You got to be
I
got to
know.
have something to talk about.
I know. I get put on the back burner, but that's okay. That's okay.
Nah, nah, nah.
I'm just persistent, and I'll just keep asking until he
Oh,
says, "Okay, let me let this lady come on here for a few minutes."
I guess you are the CEO. I guess I have to allow you on there, huh?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. So if you want to get on timeout, you got to have your act together because
All
you
right,
know,
because we
background checks and run you through Chat GPT and all that stuff.
all that you got to make sure everything is everything. So got you here on timeout, and what's on your mind? I know you said you had a few topics you wanted to talk about, so the floor is yours.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk about is the Tuskegee University decision to not allow students to wear bonnets, do rags, and pajamas to class. And so there's been a lot of discussion about it on Facebook. And so we at TAN TV just wanted to chime in to say a few words about it. Um, and personally, um, I I believe that um, it should be a choice, and although it isn't, um, I still think it should be a choice. It should be up to the student how they dress. But on the other hand, choices have consequences. And so I think that if they would have, instead of giving them, just sanctioning that you can't do it, I think that they should have like given them a choice and then have consequences if they didn't, if they didn't do it the way they want to do it. They said, we don't want you to wear these. We don't want you to dress this way. We feel that it's inappropriate for you to dress this way. But if you do dress this way, this is you. People have a certain perception of you based on the way you dress.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and so opposed to that's my approach with young people is to to tell them you may not be accepted well or received well if you might be treated like you might feel that you're treated unfairly because you dress a certain way. But the reality is people have certain perceptions of you and they do treat you different, or they might dismiss you because of the way you dress. I know sometimes I'll go in Walmart. I don't wear pajamas, but sometimes I'm dressed down, or like one day I wasn't feeling well and I went in and I didn't realize I had on two different socks, and I had on some warm ups and a t-shirt. But when I asked the guy to help me, he just kept pointing. He said it's over there, and I said, well, where? And he said it's over there. And he didn't look at me, and he really dismissed me purely on the way I looked and the way I was dressed. And so, where I agree with, Tuskegee University in terms of how you should present yourself. Another thing they could do is have classes where, or incorporate that in some of the curriculum where, to teach them how to dress appropriately, and why they shouldn't, why it's a choice, and some of the consequences might be you may not graduate, or you may, it's a lot of different consequences that you can give them. But just to ban it, it doesn't allow them to make the decision of how they want to be perceived. So what do you think, Ben?
Oh, well, I know you didn't ask me that. Well, first of all, Lord Thompson, like I've always said, you missed your calling. Uh, I think you should have went into law and become a lawyer. On this case, I don't know. I don't know. If you was like Trump and took this one the case, you might take a L. Well, first of all, I just want to say this though. Let me say this: is there a dress code at Tuskegee?
I don't know. That's a good question. I have, out of all the commentary I've heard about it, I have not.
I just don't see them not having a dress code to address this situation. Especially, this is 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I know at a historically black university, college university, that throughout the years and of us as a culture, that problem should have came up a long time ago and it should have been addressed. I just don't believe that. It's just hard for me to believe that in 2026
Mm-hmm.
they have to address a dress code situation where that unappropriate dress. Now I could I don't know.
Well, kids create their own fads, their own trends. And somebody probably stepped out and started dressing like that, and then.
Well, stop. They didn't create them those
The fad, not the. They didn't create the clothes, but they create a trend. Kids will see something and say, "Okay, I want to do that," and the next thing you know, it's kind of like a movement, or it's the way we, when we go out, that's the way we dress.
Well, I think we might have. I know we just came on to talk, but I would start with if they have a dress code,
right,
and then it should their decision should be based on that dress code.
It should be, yeah. But they might not have a dress code. I don't know. That's something to research. If they had a dress code in place that wasn't enforced, and I don't know. I'm thinking if they had a dress code and they were violating the dress code.
So okay, once again, so it was the shower caps that they were wearing, like, is that what you said? The bonnets?
Yeah, you know how you cover your hair when you sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, the bonnets.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've seen
then do-rags and pajamas with slippers.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like they do at night when they go to bed.
It should be in the dress code. There should be a dress code.
So now it's more than a dress code. It's almost like it's a policy or a law. It's like it has been banned, period. And even if it was in the dress code.
Okay, so when you say banned, so I mean the do-rags, bonnets are banned to be worn, period, on campus?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, okay. Now that's a little deep.
Except you can't go to the classroom in them.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Walk around. and walk around campus. You can have it in your dorm. You can wear them in your dorm, and probably you can walk around the dorm in it. But when you're going out in public or to your classes, you can't have them on.
That's a good argument. I mean,
Well, I mean, because Vance is very. I mean, I'm kind of a freestyle person, and I'm open to a lot of different perspectives. Although I don't think that they should necessarily wear in the class, but I mean, but if you got a whole classroom filled with you know people with bonnets and do
stop. Yeah,
and pajamas,
yeah. Come
uh,
on. It's
a lot. I mean, a lot of times they just have that. They have certain things that they do as young people. It's like and it's not just at Tuskegee. I have a niece here in San Antonio that attends UTSA, and my sister said that they took them to a restaurant, and she had on her pajamas and bonnet and slippers uh, when they went to dinner. So, and my sister was kind of, you know, taken aback, but she's in college, so her mom didn't really, you know, she didn't really. I guess she didn't say anything to her. I don't know, but she went to the restaurant with pajamas on and a bonnet. So it's not just Tuskegee students; it's the students. It's just their thing right now. And like,
well, it's their thing, and now I guess they can address it.
mm-hmm,
And like I said, like your you were saying your sister then went to the restaurant. The restaurant should have a dress code because there's plenty of times where you see no shirt, no shoes, no service. You know, uh, uh, it's a policy that they have. And normally it's presented to where people can see it, and that's their place of establishment. I mean, it's a restaurant, it's a school. So as long those the dress code should be described, and then therefore if it's not being followed, then yes, I
you know,
but
I don't. I mean, I don't.
you know what?
Um, I'm just pretty open. Like a lot of adults or older people say it wasn't like that, and we used to dress like this when we were growing up, and you should do this and you should do that because we did it in our generation. Um, but each generation kind of creates their own thing, that they.
But if that generation is trying to get into my established situation, and I do have a dress code in effect, then I expect that dress code to be followed. And
Yeah.
whether they want to have a trend or what they think, and free will and free mind, no, no, no. If that's how it is, and that's what's going, then you should know the
I,
dress code before you decide to accept the go into that school. I just and like I say, if Tuskegee hadn't addressed that, if that hasn't been addressed to where where it's they were trying to bypass the dress code or go around the dress code, then it should be addressed now.
well, and it might have been they didn't say that. I didn't really read the article. I just been I saw some of the headlines and then heard some commentary. So there may have been a dress code, and it got out of hand. They violated it. It got out of hand, and so they put the hammer down on them.
Come
Uh,
on. I
well,
mean,
it's
we
control kids.
yeah, yeah, kids, yeah, it's kids, man.
It's hard to control them when they make up their minds. They gonna protest and do everything.
Well, I'm glad. I want them to be that, yeah.
Yeah,
But
So this our world right here. This our generation. But I do believe that if the dress code is there and then they should follow it. But they break through. Those are trend. I mean, each generation kind of breaks the rule to change. How
And
they
see,
want.
that's the thing. We try to break the rule and try to make a change. And see, the thing about it to me is it's systematic. These institutions, the way certain things are being run, they have their system, and we don't try to learn the system to see, especially if we have something, we trying to go against it or try to change it. We got to learn the system. We got to know the system to go in there and change. And that's what our problem is. We just gonna go and just do what we want to do.
Well, it's not just us. It's kids, period, nationwide that do it. They're black,
I was
white.
just talking about this situation though. This Tuskegee. That's that.
Oh, I
That's
know what you're saying. It's a nationwide trend, uh, and I'm with the young people. It's just that they have to be taught that in certain environments, I, I hate to use the word appropriate, but it's not acceptable in certain places, and people will view you or treat you a certain way based on your appearance and the way you look. And it's unfortunate that everybody can't dress the way they want to dress.
right.
But they do have they're going to graduate from college and want to work in a corporation, and that stuff is unacceptable. The language that you may use with your friends, it's unacceptable. So you have to learn how to deal in all different types of environments, and sometimes you got to dress the part.
Not go get your own college.
Right.
Start your own college and dress however you want to dress.
Well, I say students, uh,
What you say?
be wise, because
Okay.
there's I mean there's the rule, and then there's consequences that are attached to those rules. And so, some people can get away with it, because they don't care about the consequences. But most people can't, and so you can't, you gotta kind of learn to adjust to your environment. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
Have a party and wear y'all's pajamas at the frat house or the
Take
sorority.
them pajamas off and them bonnets and what you call them them rags, do rags, and get that education. Get that education. And even now, though, college is suspect anyway. So once again, it's because it's the system. It's the system. Anyway, okay. Ooh, I want to get a lot of comments on this here. But go ahead.
So that's all I gotta say is, you can do anything, but there's consequences to whatever you do. And so if y'all choose not to follow the guidelines of the school, and I'm sure they have consequences to go along with that. And the way you present yourself is the way you're perceived and the way you're treated, depending on the person that's looking at you and the environment that you're in. So
Okay. I'll let that go. That's all right.
so the other thing, we finished with that topic.
Oh, I am. Yeah. Yeah.
So the other thing is, uh, I talked to you about. I had a choking episode. Nobody choked me, but I had a choking
Make
episode.
sure you clarify that.
Nah, nobody definitely didn't choke me.
Mm.
Although it could be possible, but it didn't. No, nobody choked me. So I was talking on the phone and eating, and I like a lot of spicy stuff. And so I forgot what I was eating, but it had like cayenne pepper, and then I had purchased this other seasoning that's spicy, and that had spiced it up really, really good the way I like it. But I was talking on the phone while I was eating, which I probably shouldn't have, but sometimes I do. So uh, I was laughing, and I threw my head. I was talking while I was eating. I was laughing and threw my head back, and the pepper started burning my throat. And I was like, all right, I just need to drink some water. But then I started coughing, and I couldn't stop coughing. And the person on the phone was saying, get some salt water, and I wouldn't do that. And then they said, get you some lemon water and warm it up. And I'm like, I'm definitely not doing that because it's already burning. And then my son was trying to, I don't know what he was getting ready to do, but I told him, just leave me alone. I'm going to catch my breath. But I didn't initially. My windpipe closed up, and I couldn't breathe for a few seconds. And it closed up again, and it kept, and then I would drink water. I kept drinking a lot of water, but not with salt, not with lemon, but I kept drinking water. Uh, and I coughed for a while, and my windpipe kept closing, and then it opened, and then it closed. And I'm still laughing and we're telling people, leave me alone, don't touch me, let me get through this by myself. And I'm still laughing, and I'm still here. But it was a scary situation. It was a scary call. Uh, but just being the type of person that I am, I don't ever think I'm gonna die or nothing from something. And so, I survived it, but I didn't realize that, I thought when people were choking, they were just like coughing. They might have swallowed something and it didn't sit right. And it was just a cough, but choking is really when your windpipe closes up and you can't breathe. Um, and I still now, I still love spicy food and I put spice on my food. Uh, but I'm really scared about swallowing it sometimes.
You can't be that scared. You still putting it on there.
I know, right? But it's a spice too. I don't know if I was allergic to that because when I smelled what it was, it's a new spice that because I get groceries online, and so they give you these different new products to sample, and so that spice was one of them. But when I opened it, it was like it. I felt like I was allergic, maybe allergic to it or something, because the smell kind of made me feel some kind of way. But I still tried it anyway. It's good, but that was a scare for me. So I just wanted to share that with everybody that I experienced choking like I've never experienced it before. I was really scared, and
Did you see
but
the
I
light?
would like,
What light? You know when they say if you see the light, you're supposed to go to it.
shoot.
When it's time, did you see the light?
Well, I'm still here. I
Okay,
still, but that was a very scary situation.
man. I was just teasing with you about seeing the light, but that is, I mean, and then being in that situation at a real time and did not knowing, how to get out of it. So, what eventually happened for you to clear up? Or
Well, I just kept coughing, and then I started instead of gulping the water, I sipped it. But it eventually cleared up. But for the next couple of days, it was still kind of a little burning um, in that windpipe.
so,
Just didn't know what I didn't know what to do, and nobody could help me because they didn't know what to do.
now that you survived it and made it, Uh,
What have I
what
learned?
what are we supposed to do? We are, because I would, you was mentioning about drinking water or
I don't know. What I mean, it just because I coughed for a while. It's probably it seemed like forever, but I probably coughed for about 3 or 4 minutes. Um,
the
and
good thing was powder than rather than something actually, stuck in your windpipe, huh?
but that was stuck in there for a little bit.
The
Uh,
powder, the
I could feel it.
spices.
Yeah, I could feel it. But one thing that I want to tell people is, I guess don't talk while you're eating. I guess that's why they tell us not to. But don't laugh. I was laughing and I threw my head back, and that's when it went down the wrong windpipe. I mean, it went down the wrong pipe. It went down my windpipe. Um, and so that's probably. I'm not a very scary person. I'm scary about simple stuff, but I'm not really scared about a lot of things. But that particular thing I was very scared. I was afraid to go to sleep. I said,
Mm.
man, if I choke in my sleep, that's it. So I was afraid to go to sleep for a couple of nights. I didn't want to choke. And then I have a sister that, she's a physical therapist, but she always says, I'm in the medical profession and something else is wrong with you besides choking, and that's why you choke. I'm like, you have not taken one exam, taken any
Well,
test.
you were saved for a reason. So
Yeah.
thank God, and keep pushing. We're glad you're still on this side of heaven, and until it's time. So it's not your time. It wasn't your time, but
Mm-mm.
it was the
Oh,
time that for you to share. You know.
right. But God knows me. He was like, girl, just stop talking on the phone and go sit down and eat. But I like to laugh. I like jokes. Um, and sometimes I like to talk. Sometimes I don't. But
Hey,
um,
you better eat, finish eating, then get on the phone.
right. And I haven't talked on the phone and ate since then.
And
And,
you haven't talked on the phone and what now?
and ate at the same time.
Okay, okay, that's good.
So I don't even want to talk no more when I'm eating
Mm.
or laugh.
Well,
But that's what really triggered it. I laughed and my head went back
right.
and it went right
Open
down.
up, yeah. Mm. The
Hmm.
body, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, It's
Hmm.
amazing. So yeah. So well, we're glad you are still here with us at TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a give up person, so I think that's what helped me. In my mind, I'm like, I, I'm gonna get through this, and it's not that bad. I wasn't really even. I was thinking about catching my breath, but I wasn't really thinking that I wasn't gonna survive. So,
You weren't thinking that
uh-uh.
never creeped in your mind that this could be it.
I was thinking, I'm getting shit. I need some more water because this thing is closing up. But you could ask my son. I was just laughing. I was like, man, laughing and talking and choking.
Okay. Well, hey, you
But
know,
if I did it again, I'd be afraid. I would really be afraid.
but you didn't panic though. That was one good thing.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't panic. That might have really made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Ash there, man. I know he was and the way he take care of his mom, boy. You
He was.
I guess that's gonna be an experience for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So he was trying to hit me pat me in my back, and I was like, no.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he was just standing up there like this, big eyed. But then I made it through, and he was like,
they inherit them pictures behind you. He was like, "Oh, this will be mine."
You don't shut up.
Woo! No, but we glad everything worked out for you.
Yeah.
You know, so because we got some good things going to be happening on TAAN. So you know, uh, sometimes it just takes a little thing to wake you up. I don't know what kind of message you sending you with that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That was a wake up call for not to
Probably
eat.
keep your mouth closed. Shut up talking.
Mhm.
Especially while you eating anyway.
Right.
So it's all good.
So thank you for allowing me to come on your show, Vance. I appreciate it.
On a Friday night too.
I know, right? I feel privileged and honored.
No, it's all good. You know, we just got some great things going on at TAAN, and
And
so
y'all girls take off those bonnets and show y'all's pretty hair at
yeah.
Tuskegee University.
And wear the pajamas at the pajama party,
Right? Y'all,
not biology class or algebra class, none of that. You know, y'all. Come on, y'all.
you
I
know,
mean, yeah.
I'm gonna go back and say we used to see who could be the most dressed up. You know, I used to wear 4-inch heels and a dress or whatever. And so now they saying who has the best pajamas and the best bonnets. But y'all have really pretty, beautiful hair. You're beautiful young ladies and handsome young men.
But you know, sometimes you just get tired. You just get tired.
What
You
you mean?
know, you get tired of the what we can't do, what we shouldn't do, and stuff like that. You know,
Oh, they protest. Yeah, they go protest.
yeah. You know, so you know it's but
Okay,
you know, huh?
it's just like you gotta learn. They gotta learn.
We got better battles to fight, y'all. 'Cause I'm telling you, there's gonna
Look,
be some in the
per-
future.
personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. But if it's the rule, you know, and it's gonna affect your education and your grades and all of that.
Well, yeah. They don't like it, yeah.
There's some things, I don't think should be, but if I'm gonna work with certain companies and you know go to certain things and go to meetings, I have to take all that into consideration. And so, I call it, I got to have a costume for this and a costume for that. Or, you have to just, uh, until you can get in and people realize, that that's who you are. But, we're not actresses and actors that can get away with that, entertainers. Um, so, yeah, and you might be, you might become that, but, right now you're not. And so, kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, got to. Well, Laura, thanks for that information. Thanks for sharing uh, those situations, especially the choking situation. Is really glad you shared that, and so we need to be more mindful of things like that, eating and speaking, and throwing your head back and waving your head in the air like a jet. But no, it's good. So
Because I laugh at anything, I find humor in a lot of stuff. So
mhm.
I just like to laugh.
Okay.
So
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, that's I'm
No,
good.
I'm just going to say, well, this has been great. Great time out. And but before we go, we do want to mention this Sunday we got a couple shows coming up,
Yeah,
uh, and well, the caregiver series
yeah.
starts at 6:30
6:30. Yes.
Central Time
Mm-hmm.
on TAAN TV. Go ahead.
Had our 13th episode that we filmed, and so we're going to start kind of from the beginning and kind of go through all of those shows. And they'll also be on our channel, our caregivers channel. on TAAN.TV, your Apple Android devices, on the app, on the Roku app, on smart TVs and Amazon Fire Stick. So wherever you want to watch it, get your family together and you know,
It's a great series. It's a great series, man, and it's something that's it's gonna touch touch most families' lives. You have someone that's aging and that needs care,
mm-hmm.
and it's a situation, So
If I
and,
have a friend reach out to me from Atlanta and from New Jersey, said that they watch it and it's a really good series.
yeah, man, and it's something that we just kind of like take for granted that people taking care of a loved one, but it's a task, it's something that you got to want to do, to do it right, and have compassion and patience and everything. So yeah, I'm glad we do it. I'm glad we're doing it on TAN TV, y'all. Make sure we got 13 episodes. Make sure you catch them, man. I'm telling you, it'll be
The
worth the while.
Advance came up with the caregiver series idea and concept.
Yeah, so it's all good. It's all good. So, and then also right after the caregivers series, the show comes on at 6:30 at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna have man. I'm very excited. We're gonna kick off what we call the journey, and the journey will consist of a senior. He's a senior at Stevens High School. Matter of fact, he's the quarterback for Stevens, and we're going to follow his journey through his senior year out of Stevens High School. So the first part of the journey will start at 7 o'clock with the interview to introduce you guys to the young man. His name is Brian B.J. Hall,
Mm-hmm.
Stevens High School senior quarterback. So man, we're looking excited to do that. It's going to be a baby version of TAN TV's Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm. And
So he's a outstanding young man. He's been raised by a single mom, so we're going to have stories about her and from her, and then because uh, navigating through, say, from the AAU circuit, or say Pop Warner, the AAU, uh, and all the way, throughout your high school career. Now you got NIL, to deal with. It's a lot, and so we're gonna follow this guy. And I mean, and the thing about it is, he's a 6A, so he's at the top of the school as far as the classification, and uh, and he has no offers yet, and uh, he's ready to unleash. So we're going to see that whole. We'll be able to maybe catch all that whole process. It's recruiting. So I'm very excited just to see. Give a shout out to Stevens High School, and I haven't formally met the head coach, Coach Boykin, but we've communicated, and his mom uh, presented to the coach, that we wanted to follow Brian, and Coach Boykin has agreed. So we're going to do some more talking and see how that's going to work out with their schedule. TAN TV want to be there, but behind the scenes, me, I'm always behind the scenes, and we don't want to be no interference. You know, we just want to just have the cameras lighting up the footage and getting it. And it's a great story, like I said, like from a single mom, his mom navigating him through the system. I always mention the system, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So uh, athletes that's younger and going through the same thing, hopefully can find some tips and help them come up. because it's crazy now, man. It's college football is getting crazy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what TAAN TV put out. We've been putting out some good stuff, so looking forward to that, along with our
And
project.
don't tell
Huh?
don't
Come
tell
say?
I said
So, don't tell him what?
don't tell them everything.
No, don't tell him about bruh, man.
Oh, bruh, man. Oh, you starting on another one. Okay.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell him all about that. Yeah, I'm just saying, Tam, we doing bruh, man, and from Martin, you guys know, and his thing is sandwiches. So bruh, man is out searching for that perfect sandwich. So, and he's allowed TAAN TV to be part of that, and so I think we're a little excited about that. Reginald Ballard is his name. He's a good dude, outstanding, one of the good guys in that entertainment.
So we're going to be airing the first 4 episodes. We're calling it Kitchen Shenanigans. Um, he was at St. Philip's College and filmed with the students and the top chef at St. Philip's, and they're cooking. And he didn't he find the perfect sandwich there?
He got close. I don't know if he found the perfect one, but he got close.
He found
huh?
for St. Philip's. He found that perfect sandwich.
Oh well, for St. Philip's, I mean, those students, man, that was, you guys got to go watch it, okay? It's running on TAAN right now. The first episode, right? We got the first 2 episodes, right, Laura?
Well, yeah, the first, he was in the classroom, one of them, and then they were in the kitchen, and the chef was describing the ingredients. And then you got to watch the other one. It comes on at 3 o'clock every Monday.
3 o'clock every Monday, y'all. You catch a new episode of Bruh Man Searching for That Perfect Sandwich.
And this is called Kitchen Shenanigans because they're in the kitchen. Actually.
Right now.
And he's in the kitchen. He kind of went through a 2-day course at St. Philip's in their culinary arts department. And
so,
you'll see it.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us now. Follow it, and then also you'll see bits and pieces of the journey. A lot of interviews, maybe some interviews that come in, but at the end we want to put it all together and put it on the platform and display and show the talents of Brian B.J. Hall.
Yeah, that young man, he's great. He's very grounded. He knows what he wants. He's disciplined. Very smart.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, we're gonna make it. We're gonna try to make one. We're gonna see what we do with this project here. So, looking forward to it. And then, man, all the work you're doing, like with the MLK Commission, you're doing some great work out there. So we're trying to, step up.
We're setting the standard, blazing trails.
Doing our thing over here. So anyway, so Laura, I'm gonna get on out of here. You can stay if you want to and talk to the people.
Huh.
It's Friday night. Some of y'all got paid. Party, honey.
Well, I'm trying to get out of here so I can finish watching The Wall. That's one of my favorite game shows.
Yeah. You and my mom, she loves that Wall too.
Yeah, it came on, but I think I missed The Wall. The Press Your Luck is on right now, so that's my second favorite.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Well, what's really catching my eye as far as the game shows is, I love old Kiki and Jimmy Fallon. Password.
Yeah, I love Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, they doing a great job, man. So, well, y'all, we're gonna get out of here and start our weekend. Y'all be safe out there. I know it's hot.
I know. So
but we haven't had them triple digits like we used to. So, we okay. In the '90s we handled it. We can handle the '90s. It's just that streak of hundreds in a row. In a row. That's
say too
it's.
before we get on the air. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So tomorrow night, the MLK Commission is having a scholarship fundraiser, and it's called Black Velvet, and it is powered um, and produced by Power Factor. So that's at 7 p.m. So you might see
Give the date. Go ahead and date it, because that way,
it tomorrow, August 1st,
Okay, August 1st. Yeah.
7 p.m. Yeah.
This runs. This runs. So, so okay, August 1st, y'all. MLK Commission.
It's raising funds for scholarships.
Scholarships, man, and they're gonna need it, y'all. So, all right, Laura. Well, let's get on out of here. It's been great time out. So, you guys be safe out there. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Go ahead, Laura. Sign off.
Finally, I got on the show, so it's been real.
Oh yeah, it's all good, y'all. So we out of here. Y'all be great. Like I say, have a safe weekend, and don't forget, catch our caregiver series this Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, and then catch the Journey. Brian B.J. Hall Jr.'s starting his senior season as the quarterback for Stevens High School, y'all. So that's it. It'll be his interview. So you start out to get to meet him, find out who he is, and then we're gonna follow his journey for next season. So I'm out of here, y'all. Be safe. Peace.